I've pressed the record button.
Sweet.
What's up, dude?
Yeah, not much. How about you?
I'm well. I'm very, very well. Well, hey, we are doing a deck doctor today, live over on twitch.tv. Hit me with your awesome Toru 1 deck. Set 3 Toru 1. Hit me with the elevator pitch. What do you got going on?
So, I have tested this deck against everyone and their grandmother, and they always say build it under a different character and sideboard Toru. But I don't want to do that. I want to main Toru. I want to make an attack flash so they can enhance and lower my stats, because that's dumb, and who wants to deal with that anyways? And so my goal is to make this into a Toru deck as much as humanly possible. And the way I figure to do that is to stack a bunch of stats onto one attack, make that attack have flash and +2 speed, plus whatever else I give it, and just say, hey, I have a 13 high for 12 flash. Catch. And then they take it because I don't have a baseball mitt.
Yeah. I dig that.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's the pitch, which I love. Maybe got things like zero gravity lift and such. What's the goal? What do you need my help with?
So most of it is set 2 stuff, because I'm not sure how much to add in. I'm not sure what to do. My second issue are the block zones, because I like to have almost perfectly even block zones. And all the cards that I want to play are mid blocks. Right? Like the what are they called? Like not first impressions, but like the basic requesting, destin, small and limber 4-ofs, and then I want to add in cheerleaders, because having your opponent have 2 flash attacks is even better than 1.
And that's fair.
And then also with the new invisible infiltration, I just think that's dumb. I can have Breaker 2, and I can also blink, the best card in my deck, in my opinion, first impressions. But then I also am playing Cavalry Chariot, so I can get those stat buffs onto one attack, and then also Compression Sphere, so that I can block and kill a momentum to deal with Mineta.
You think Mineta's an issue?
I think Mineta's an issue, yeah. Because I'm playing like 2 or 3 attacks a turn, so I'm committing good half to 2/3 of my field. I don't want that extra 1 in there. And if I ever do side, I have double jab pummels, which I can't side against Mineta 1. It's just bad.
Yeah, that's true.
That, and I mean, if they play their first attack and they have say like a electric jolt, right? If they have an electric jolt in their momentum, they play their first attack, I flash it, I block with Compression Sphere, they don't have electric jolt in momentum. That would be crazy.
Right.
But yeah, the goal is to get one really big attack, and there are some times when I see my opponent, they don't have anything that can lower my stats, so I don't have to flash, which is even better for me, because then I can just punish with the indiscriminate shock. I can play zero gravity lift on the first one, give it first impressions, and watch them cry. But I've tested this deck pretty thoroughly, and I don't really know how to add in the set 2 stuff here. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah, I'm doing a bit of looking, so please forgive me.
Take your time.
I
do, however, think Invisible Infiltration needs to stay at a 4 in this deck.
Okay. Yeah, tell me what your hard stops are, right? Like what can't I mess around with this?
The hard stops are going to be just the Invisible Infiltration and the first impressions, because that's the goal of the deck, is to first impressions make the second one have an insane amount of speed, +5 speed, gains flash, and whatever damage I can stack onto it. Invisible Infiltration, I just think it's good. In this deck, I just think it's good. It reuses first impressions. It Breaker 2s my opponents after they've been flashed, and it makes them feel bad. And I just think that's fun. And when I've played with this deck beforehand, before all the set 3 stuff comes out, I either need more offense, or I just need the slightest bit more offense or the slightest bit more defense, and I think Invisible Infiltration just does that a little, a little to each.
Yeah, for sure. I feel that. Okay, so I have some thoughts. I have some ideas on what we could do. So I've added a couple things. First and foremost, I think Zero Gravity Barrier is insane in this character.
Yeah.
It's incredible, but only if you're willing to risk the 2. I think to the point of like I would like put it over top of Compression Sphere and you'll never die. You'll actually just never die. Toru with Zero Gravity Barrier. Actually, you know what? Maybe I play that for this webcam Wednesday.
Yeah.
That sounds
that's what I was doing. I was running Toru, Zero Gravity Barrier, and whatever other defensive pieces I could. I'm just like, you can't kill me. I've played against you a few times on the stream too, and it's a lot of fun to build that wall.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And so like this is a very good. Confused Electric Jolt obviously is just like a good ass card. Probably takes the place of like one of these. Like we could have like 2 advances. I don't know.
I'm not sure, because when you add it in, that adds in more mid blocks, and that's what I'm having the issue with, especially in the attacks.
I meant Jolt.
Oh, Jolt. Yeah.
Keeps your curve down low. It's very good there. The next thing is like long-lasting explosion. It is first impressions, but on an attack. As long as you have the resources to use it, which we've got shock and infiltration, and so probably not. But like Compression Sphere gets speed. This gets speed. This gets speed. This gets damage.
Yeah. No, I was looking at that card too. My only worry was the lift, and I wasn't sure if that was good enough.
Yeah.
So your opinion on that would help. And I don't know. I've heard you say plenty of times too. You don't want to give a throw speed because there's no point. You want to give it damage.
You're right, unless our character said something like destroy a foundation after my unblocked attack does a thing to like punish their board.
Yeah.
In which case we want to give everything speed. Everything has to be as fast as possible.
And I don't think I mentioned this either. I'm going off my own screen here. You're not screen sharing yet. Good sharing. You're good. I know what all these cards do.
This one. Okay. So let's chat about my impressions of set 3, right? You said that you were nervous about this number. I think if this is a set 3 deck, I think this has to be the biggest number. Because all the cards in set 3 are all mid, right? They're all mid-zoned. And so this number being big, if you are worried about a bunch of set 3 cards, like they're going to be coming in mid, right? We just saw literally Tetsu thrashing happen today where like we want 34 mids. I think the difference is we want to make sure that we don't have a discrepancy of like a bad number of highs and a bad number of lows, which we currently don't have. I think that this number here is actually very good. If you really want me to make this like 25, 25, 25, we can certainly do that, right? With your 75 card deck. We can do that. But I don't know if you necessarily need that.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, I also was looking to cut down the number of cards in the deck, because I'm good with like a 60 to 62, 63 card deck. Over that, I'm starting to get like, this is going on a little too long, and I'm only trying to run 2 or 3 attacks every turn.
Right. Okay, so I mean, besides adding in jolts or zero gravity barriers, I think that your attack lineup is fine. I don't even necessarily like the pummel. I don't even necessarily like the blitz rush. They're neat, they're cool, but I think everything you got going on here is probably just better. Because of like pumping these stats, right? Jetstream crash, they interact with it somehow, and then you Toru the second one, and then it's like pop off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just like that's the game plan.
Yeah. Again, I was playtesting against other people. Double jab pummel was a suggestion from someone, because they're like, well, you want it to be blocked. I'm like, I know, but I don't want my second attack to be blocked. I want them to feel the pain.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This is not a kill you card. This says the third card is a kill you card.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like this card is just like in your deck like a worse version of this card. Right? At least this card like does something proactively, whereas this card lets you just cycle, just filter.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No double gem holes. Not even inside. Don't like them.
How do you feel about Compression Sphere? Have you tried it? Have you played it?
I haven't actually played it. I haven't played it yet. No. I will eventually, and I think I probably will cut it down a little bit. I saw high stats and a way of getting rid of momentum. I'm like, sure, I'll toss it in. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Don't necessarily like it yet. Not totally sold.
I love the idea of it in the sideboard, honestly. As I think it being in the sideboard is sweet. But yeah. Let's talk about the attack lineup, right? I think the foundation lineup. I think 20 attacks is totally fine, and if you haven't tried all of these attacks, the one that I'm not in love with is just Chariot Advance, but like I get why I get why you want it, just as your other things are fast, which is kind of a thing that you want. And it says that the next one gets damage so that you can just flash the next one, right? The next thing gets essentially +2/+2 flash. I get it. I don't think it's good enough to be a 4 of, not as a 5 diff, right? 5 diff, 5 diff, 5 diff, 5 diff, 5 diff. The only 4 is infiltration, which is actually a 3 diff. So all of these 5s, your curve is just like a little too high, which is where barrier and jolt come in because they're 4 diffs.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay cutting the cavalry chariots then.
Okay. Let's cut it
again.
down
I'm
to
just
a 2 of, right?
Yeah.
And then let's go cut Compression Sphere down to a 1 of. And we're going to take and put... We could either do like 4 jolts and just like there's our 4 diff, right? Or we could do like 3 jolts and 1 barrier, and then that's like a perfect card to side out with Compression Sphere. This is your call. I mean, you've played Toru 1 barrier. Do you like that gameplay loop?
100% love it.
Okay. So let's just do 2
I'd even be willing to go like 2 and 2. Yeah. Perfect.
And then from there, let's look at our block zones on our attacks, highs, the 1 low, and then our mids. Jetstream Crash is kind of too good to take out.
Yeah.
Because I want to get this low block back up. Let me go actually look at the low blocks we have available to us here. Let's go air, attack, low block, go. Engine boost. Engine boost is actually the only set 3 air attack with a low block. That's crazy. That's crazy, actually. Airstream driver.
Yeah.
Ricochet charge, Shadow Cloud release, indiscriminate point blank. Signature pillar swing is really cute.
I did run pillar swing for a while. Actually, I actually did swap it out for Blitz Rush just because I felt like the extra speed was worth more than the block zone. But what do you think about running Ricochet Charge? Just as like, this is the first attack I'm going to play. I'm going to stun 2, you give it the damage. If they block it, sweet. If not, leaves the card pool, then plays the next card. But playing it as like a cheeky 1 of 2 of.
I think this card doesn't kill people.
Yeah.
That's my issue, is it's just 4 damage. Right? I guess you could make it bigger with first impressions, but it just means that they block it, right? And we want that to be on a thing that like matters. It's a 2 high for 7. Even it printed 2 high for 7, they just block it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't love it. If anything, we would just take shock and put it up to a 3. Also, we're playing things like triple engine trouble. Have you played through this card? How do you like triple engine trouble?
Actually, haven't tested this card either, but it has breaker on it, and it's a low block, and that's why I put it in the deck. That and it works. It just works well with indiscriminate. So
true.
Up in the air. Yeah.
I think it's a 2 of at most. This card says -1 hand size. This card only works when we're winning, which is like the big issue with it, right? Like, it's got the same issue that Blood Curdle has right now, right? Is like, how do you Blood Curdle somebody and then still kill them? How do you engine trouble somebody and then still kill them? You have the added luxury of indiscriminate shock, right?
Yeah.
But it's a 2 of in your deck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, totally fine with me.
Like this card instead could just be like another rescue completed, then you'll like not die, or another specialist sound, and you'll not die.
Yeah. So on my side, the only other attack I'm seeing that I might play, because I don't think Engine Boost is worth looking at too much.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. That sucks in your deck.
Yeah. Like the only other one I see is Airstream Driver, and I've tested it and I've gone back and forth because when it's in my deck, I hate it. When it's out of my deck, I want to play it.
The ex-girlfriend effect. I see. Yeah, I think Shock's just better.
Yeah.
I think Shock is just kills people better than what you got going on. It probably works better with first impressions. Of like getting that 3 speed, and like I play Jetstream Crash, and then I play Indiscriminate Shock, and then I don't flash it, just like not care, and then it's like let it rock.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't like without taking one of these high blocks out, right? Because we've got high block here, high block here, high block here. Like I don't know how we put this up to a 3 of, unless you like cut one of these mids, right? Like we could cut Compression Sphere and put in the extra one.
I think it'll be fine. We'll just side the Compression Sphere.
Okay. Goodbye, I'm gonna put you in the sideboard. Goodbye, Compression Sphere, and then we have more kill you cards. All right. Let's look at the attack or the foundation lineup now. I'm gonna talk about some cards that I think just like off the bat don't need to exist in the deck. Without the aspirations, you don't do shit with momentum. It's just randomly powerful here, and then
barrier.
I've added EX.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this card just comes out. It's just gone. And
sure.
plus Ultra, I guess. We don't need that much momentum. You're being greedy.
Yeah.
This card, I think, is going to lose a lot of stock set 3. I think this card is going to come out of everybody's decks because you already have it in your deck. You can't escape me. This card is so good versus this card. And this card is going to see a ton of play. Just an absolute ton of play.
Yeah.
Arrogant Disposition, I think, is a not great card in your deck. It's just a low block 6 check.
You know, it's interesting. You are taking out a lot of my low blocks here, though.
Mm-hmm. We'll go find different ones.
Yeah. Cheerleader also uses momentum. Remove discard of momentum after an attack is played against Flash.
I want to put it down to a 3 of as well. So I think there's a lot of people putting a lot of stock in this card, and I think it's not actually that great. I think it is making a move have Flash is very good, but you already have it on your face. You should be playing less of this card. This should be a supplementary defensive or disruptive piece as opposed to like one of your primary disruptive pieces, right? Like this should go down to a 2 of, and then this should shoot up to like a 3 of, and then nobody will ever draw cards on you ever again.
Nice, love it.
And then now when your opponent goes to deadlock, your indiscriminates murder everybody.
Oh, okay, didn't see that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, this card's insane. This card's so good. Love the basic trainings. Love it. You have both Feeling Cute and Release.
Yeah.
These are doing the exact same job, except for this one, you don't get to flash your move, and this saves you on defense. I think that Release or Feeling Cute, one of them needs to go.
Feeling Cute then.
I agree. It's gone.
Yeah.
Like I would rather like cut one of these Arrogance, and let's put in another First Day, and then another Specialist, since I cut another low block. And then where was it? Another Rescue completed?
Sure.
I have put our low blocks back. I've actually added one, right? I took out an Engine Trouble and all that jazz. So at this point, we can just cut these. Those are gone.
Sure.
What number is this trying to get to?
Like at least 5 lower. 65 or lower.
65. And so
Yeah.
it's got to be lows and mids. Okay, that means we get to cut you down to a 1 of. And then we'll go to block zones. Requesting Destin, small number, cheerleader, can't escape me, basic training. Man, basic training's a mid?
I know. I'm looking at all these new cards. I'm loving all the new cards. I'm like, they're all mids.
I'm going to go jump back to the other page. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Let's go look at some high block foundations. Let's go see what I missed. Dexterous appendages. Noble, successful results. Successful results. I don't think we're allowed to play that one.
You do have confused in the sideboard too.
Yeah, I think that should just exist in your sideboard.
Okay.
Maybe we just... Man. This is tough.
Cool.
Okay, I guess if we just, like, have to get rid of mid blocks, right? Like, if they just have to go, we just get to take, like, requesting from a 4 to a 3, Destin from a 4 to a 3, basic training from a 4 to a 3, right? And that just, like, cuts 3 cards and we don't feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Do you think I should have a good number of spam just because I am playing 2 checks now?
There. I think you're playing the air summon. You have so much spam already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I guess you were less than half and I cut 3. Okay, so that means we get to just cut the 2 diffs. Which means we cut 1 of you again. We can easily cut 1 of you. We cut 1 of you again. Normally I would be cutting this down to a 3 of, but you said that this was one of the main things.
Yeah.
We get to cut you down to a 2 of. And then 62. I can put more stuff back in if you'd like. Like we can easily just take and put those 3 mids back in and feel fine about it. And it increases the spam once again. There. It puts us back to 65. You've got 18, 17. That's not terrible. Not terrible. Your foundation count is a little high for your 20 attack deck. It's just under a third. And so you easily could like increase this number to 66, 67 and just toss into attacks and feel fine.
Sure.
Like these jolts could go up to a 4 of. Yeah, 20, 30, 17. Good numbers. 22 attacks in your 67 card deck. Slightly more than a third. I mean, you'll on average draw 2 attacks every hand, which is kind of what you want, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
1 lead in attack and then the not. And then one attack and then 1 flash attack. Yeah,
you got it.
Yeah. Thoughts?
I like it.
Okay.
I'll have to do some testing and play around with it, but I do like it.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, this is what I think the format's going to look like. Look out of these 2 ofs, right? A ton of 2 ofs, some 4 ofs that really matter to you. I think 2 ofs are going to be like the king now that we have set 3 out. It's all right. Yeah. Gotta find room. All right, buddy. Let me shoot you this list and thank you for the support over on Patreon, man.
Yeah, of course.
You have a good night, okay?
You too.
Peace.